The Bombay High Court is currently hearing the bail plea of 23-year-old Aryan Khan, who's been denied bail twice, both by a Mumbai Magistrate Court and a special anti-drugs court ever since his arrest on the 3rd of October. He has been in Mumbai's Arthur Road jail since October 8th, and he was briefly in the custody of the NCB before. But in court right now, Aryan Khan's lawyer has taken the stand and is making a statement asking for bail for Aryan Khan. And the basic argument made by Aryan Khan's lawyer, who is Mukul Rohatgi, is that since there was no recovery, his client has been wrongly arrested. Mukul Rohatgi saying in court, speaking for his client Aryan Khan, that there was no need to arrest my client as there was no recovery or consumption of drugs. He says all statements made to an NDPS officer are inadmissible in court. The only thing that is proved against his client is that he came with the accused number 2 who was found with to have some drugs on his person, and according to Aryan Khan's lawyer Mukul Rohatgi, that is too far-fetched a link. This is a very weak link according to Aryan Khan's lawyer. Now these WhatsApp chats, they raised the issue of alleged WhatsApp chats taken from Aryan Khan's phone. Mukul Rohatgi, Aryan Khan's lawyer, saying that these chats have nothing to do with the current scenario, except to use a general phrase of conspiracy. There is no evidence to prove any conspiracy as defined as a meeting of minds. To sum it up, Aryan Khan's lawyer's basic case in court in this bail plea is that there is no case either of consumption, sale or purchase of drugs, no connection with any other person except my friend, and that WhatsApp chats have nothing to do with the cruise ship, the party on the cruise ship on the night of the arrest. All right, let's go across to my colleague Rohit Khilnani, who is following the story, as is Saurav Gupta, who is in court monitoring those proceedings. Rohit, Aryan Khan's High Court bail hearing, it comes amidst allegations against the NCB, serious allegations of extortion, of payoffs. You have a witness that has alleged that an 8 crore payoff was made to the NCB officer Sameer Wankhede, who's leading the investigation. But as of now, this hearing in court does not have to do with that. The main gist of Aryan Khan's lawyer is that there was no drugs found in his possession, and that it was not found that he had consumed drugs. That's their basic stand.
Right, very interesting argument by Mr. Rohatgi in the court. One, he's saying there was no consumption. You caught these boys before they entered the ship, so clearly there was no consumption. The WhatsApp chats are not related. These are old WhatsApp chats. So, he's also proving that point, that when the court asked that what are the basis of WhatsApp chat, he said WhatsApp chats have got to do nothing with the cruise ship raid. Also, after that, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi said something very important, that these are young boys, they can be sent to rehab and they need not undergo trial. That's very important, that they are ready to discuss rehab and also get away from the trial that's going on. So but this is of course only Aryan Khan's side. We will have to wait and watch what the NCB lawyers, who must be listening to the same arguments, have to say. It's a very interesting session going on at the court. Of course, all fans of Shah Rukh Khan, family, friends, must be eagerly waiting for the final verdict. So I guess if this gets over, we will get to hear today itself if Aryan Khan can walk out free. But going by these arguments, Mr. Rohatgi completely prepared and knows what all he's bringing up that will help Aryan Khan in this case.
All right, Rohit Khilnani reporting there. Thanks for that. Let me quickly just try and bring our viewers up to date, because there have been so many twists in this case. Let's bring you up to speed as to where things stand right now. So earlier in the day, Aryan Khan denied any deal with any anti-drugs agency officer or connection with any allegations of a payoff involving Sameer Wankhede, the officer leading the investigation against him and others in this drugs on cruise case. He said he has nothing to do with with these allegations and counter allegations. That is what the 23-year-old son of the superstar, the mega star Shah Rukh Khan, said in an affidavit to the Bombay High Court before this hearing on his request for bail began. Aryan Khan's affidavit basically followed an statement by the NCB to the High Court that alleged that his father, the superstar, Shah Rukh Khan's manager, appeared to have influenced an independent witness who has alleged payoff. So the NCB stand is now that there are attempts to influence this case, and they have named Shah Rukh Khan's manager as being behind one such attempt. Remember, in a written reply to the High Court yesterday, the NCB had alleged that there was an attempt to tamper with the investigation. There's an attempt to derail the investigation. What are they talking about? They're referring to Prabhakar Sale. Prabhakar Sale is a witness who has alleged in an affidavit that Kiran Gosavi, the private investigator whose selfie with Aryan Khan went viral and really has thrown up so many questions, had planned to demand 25 crores from Shah Rukh Khan's manager, Pooja Dadlani, to settle the case. And of this, this witness alleged that 8 crores was meant for or kept aside for Sameer Wankhede. Now, in response, Aryan Khan says he has nothing to do with these allegations flying around. He is pleading that his request for bail should be decided purely on merits. It should not be influenced by these assertions flying around. Now, there you can see Mr. Goswami is the man in that red and black t-shirt sitting next to the accused, that is Aryan Khan, in the white t-shirt. Now, Aryan Khan's lawyer is Mukul Rohatgi, the former Attorney General of India, who is representing Aryan Khan in court, who has right now said in court that his client should never have been arrested in the first place, since there was no drugs, according to his lawyer, no drugs found in his possession and no consumption of drugs found in his system. So the bail hearing in this Bombay High Court comes really amidst a cloud of suspicion that has settled over the Narcotics Control Bureau after allegations of massive lapses in the investigation, serious allegations of extortion and payoffs being made. So now we will hear, after Mukul Rohatgi has taken to the stand and spoken for his client, we expect to hear the version of the NCB too. But Rohit Khilnani, join in here again. The big development today has been these alleged WhatsApp exchanges between Aryan Khan and Ananya Pandey. NDTV, of course, we are not carrying those WhatsApp exchanges. We've seen them, but we are not carrying them at all because the veracity has yet to be proven, and it is not even clear if these are admissible in court. But the biggest concern here is, how have these WhatsApp exchanges managed to be leaked? Because they are so-called evidence in this very serious case, and it belongs to the NCB, which removed these WhatsApp exchanges from the phone of Aryan Khan, which they now have in their custody. So really, it doesn't show the NCB in a good light at all. The question is, who leaked these WhatsApp exchanges and why?
Right, Sarah, from the time of the raid, is something that could have been an open and shut case for NCB. Who made this case murky? Clearly, NCB, by getting someone like KP Gosavi, who doesn't have a good track record. After that, Gosavi goes missing. Prabhakar Sale comes and says, I was made to sign on some blank documents, and he talks about money that was being exchanged, and he heard more money. He heard about some 25 crore deal, out of which it was going to get settled for 18 crore. Then out of which 8 crore, of course, these are his allegations, out of which 8 crore was supposed to go to Sameer Wankhede. Today, these mobile phones are in the custody of the NCB. So who's leaking these WhatsApp chats? Something that could have been clear for the NCB to just go after someone if they wanted to. Getting in these young actors like Ananya Pandey, going through their WhatsApp messages, today leaking the WhatsApp messages if it has come from them. So the entire thing, the question is, who made this case murky? Everything points to the NCB and nobody else. So clearly they are looking at, this entire thing, the NCB looking not so good in this spotlight that they are in now, where Sameer Wankhede is in Delhi answering questions because there were allegations of a bribe that he was being paid. So clearly this case has gone way out of their hands also, it looks like, Sarah.
All right, Rohit Khilnani reporting from Mumbai. Let me just bring our viewers up to date. Interestingly, in court, Aryan Khan's lawyer has also referred to a recent recommendation sent out by the Social Justice Ministry a few days ago, where it sought to decriminalize anyone in possession of small quantities of drugs for personal consumption. So interestingly, in court, Aryan Khan's lawyer refers to a suggestion to review the NDPS Act, the act under which Aryan Khan and others have been arrested. A suggestion to review this coming from the Union Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, which recommends a more humane approach. It says avoid prison for drug users and addicts if possible. This is for those who are found in possession of small quantities of drugs for personal consumption. So, Aryan Khan's lawyer raising this in court, saying that the approach must not be to put people in jail. Aryan Khan's lawyer basically wrapping up his argument by saying if possession and consumption of a small quantity, then one should go into rehab, not be liable for prosecution. But in his client's case, there is neither a case of possession nor a case of consumption. Aryan Khan's lawyer also raising the point that in the US and other parts of the world, usage of marijuana, at least I'm assuming that's what he's talking about right now, is legal. He points out that his client has been in jail for 20 days, while another accused in this case, accused number 17, was not the police. The NCB in that case did not ask for police remand. He was picked up after 4 days. So Aryan Khan really should not have been arrested in the first place, his lawyer claims in court. We are currently covering the bail hearing of Aryan Khan, the son of the superstar Shah Rukh Khan. After the break, we expect the NCB to put across its point of view and its evidences, denying the NCB earlier in the day pled that bail should not be granted to Aryan Khan. They opposed the granting of bail to Aryan Khan, saying that there were attempts to dilute this case. There were attempts to interfere with the investigation.